Hey guys, welcome back to Arsenal Career Mode FIFA 22, and today I will bring you guys 4 games in this episode. And the first one, it's the Leicester City on Halloween. And as I said it before, I try to cover all the games within the month in one episode. But you know what? I think this month we have like 5 games at least, so it was super busy. Need to like spread out the games accordingly, and today I'll be putting the Leicester City game right there for today to start off the game. And yeah, against Leicester City. Leicester City is a great team, to be honest. Back in 2015, 2016, nobody knew that they had it. They are clearly the underdogs to win the Premier League, and of course that year it was just Leicester City and Arsenal. But in the end, Arsenal didn't have the will to actually win the Premier League towards the last half of the season. And you know what? You gotta give credits to Leicester City. They fought hard throughout the whole campaign, and they totally deserve it. And who would have thought? 6-7 years later, the whole squad completely changed. And the only 2 players that I still remember they're still in the team is or 3 of them actually: O'Brighton, Jamie Vardy, and also Kasper Schmeichel, and they are still remaining in the club. And traveling away this time to Leicester City, we have scored first goal with, like I said, tapped in, and that will be his 12th goal of the season in 10 games actually. And this is the questions that I posted in the last episode. Should we keep Lacazette? Because clearly he has the capability of scoring goals, and it doesn't seem like he wants to leave, to be honest. Even though I might not be able to offer him a big contract, but is it worth staying for him to actually, to stay at the club at this point? Well, I have not transfer listed, but shortlisted a couple of strikers in the transfer hub. But, right now the question still remains is, should Lacazette stays? After such a good run of form for the past 3 months. And then right there, 2-0, and we pretty much killed the game. But that goal was really, really scrappy, to be honest. It was like off the head of Johnny Evans. Remember, Johnny Evans was on the radar for Arsenal for a bit, and then in the end, news just kind of disappeared. And Kasper Schmeichel should have probably saved that. And I want to talk about the goalkeeping ability in this game. Meanwhile, it's pretty inconsistent because there are definitely a lot of shots could have been saved because some of the goalkeepers, they just didn't really stretch their arms and stuff like that. You guys can clearly see it in some of the highlights that I posted or some of the replays. Goalkeepers should have totally saved it. And of course, I want to talk about the long range shot in the game. And I feel like for CPU, for AI, they actually enhance the number of a long range shot. And there's definitely a couple more being saved in the game. And I'm moving towards the month of November, and we have a scouting report. Didn't really scout a lot of players. Instead, one player that notably stands out for us till now is actually a goalkeeper, Dries Pauwels. I think that's his name, the Belgian goalkeeper, and currently he has probably one of the highest potential in the youth academy, plus the highest rating in the youth academy as well. And I know we have already signed Neto from Barcelona, the goalkeeper, but he is requesting to play as a crucial member, and I'm not sure if I can guarantee that for him. You guys know Ramsey is my number 1 goalkeeper, so there might be a chance I might be selling Neto in the next season if he comes up to me and say, "Hey boss, this is not the contract that we discussed, and if he wants to leave, he can leave." But there's nothing I can do. But right now, since we have a young goalkeeper lining up in the youth academy, I might be giving him a chance, because pretty much Ramsdale, it's going to be in my project, and that's for sure. And of course, our back 4 is going to be the same, approximately the same for the next few years, I believe, or at least towards the whole series end. and traveling right here back to the Emirates against Watford. And again, Watford, never underestimate them because they can be very lethal. And just like that, they already scored the first goal of the game, and we were looking a little bit shaky here and there, but we wasted a lot of chances in today's game. And just like that, right before the half-hour mark, right before the first half, we conceded another goal by Hernandez, Cuco Hernandez, I think that's how you pronounce his name. 2-0, and pretty much, oh my god, it is going to be a long journey to climb. And Ramsdale made a mistake right there, but thank God Watford didn't capitalize the mistake, and we have such a long way to go. And here comes Granit Xhaka, passes to the left to Bukayo Saka in the zone, crosses in the middle to Odegaard, try to shoot it, but then scrambling everything in the middle, and Pepe tried to take a shot, but good save by the goalkeeper. I'm surprised Ben Foster is not in goal today. And then here it comes. We have 20 minutes to actually get one back. And right here, like I said, take a shot. Finally took his opportunity. He missed one earlier in the game, and we scored one back. I was thinking about picking up the ball, but turns out he kicked it away. Not quite sure what he was trying to do, but right now we have 15 minutes to go. Kieran Tierney driving down the left-hand flank right here. Still going, cuts back in the middle to Odegaard, and then trying to fake shot everybody. And here comes Nicolas Pepe, and he scored equalizer. 15 minutes to go, and we have made a comeback, not a completed comeback, not a full circle yet. Trying to look for the last goal, the winning goal, but right here Watford are trying to destroy my faith and my morale right there. But thank God the ball was wide. It was a goal kick, but in the end, we just couldn't really capitalize on the mistake. In the first half, we have at least 3 chances that we could have scored, but instead we just didn't take the chance. And in the end, it was a fair result, but a very disappointing result as well. It's our first draw of the season, actually. I'm a little bit surprised. Gabriel Martinelli suffered a bruised shoulder. He'll be out for 5 days, which is basically nothing. And right here, I have turned on the player-based difficulty turn on, so which means that it's going to be a little bit more difficult, even though I drew against Watford. But I can still feel their defense, the AI defense, is a little bit weak. So I decided to take this opportunity and change that. And the starting 11, it's going to be the same thing. There's nothing much I can go over. The only players that I'm going to rotate is actually on the flanks, because in the middle, I'm not going to risk and put Sambi Lokonga in the middle, despite his rating has gone up by 2 right now. I believe he is 77 rated. And of course, a lot of people was talking about Sambi Lokonga. It's the successor for Thomas Partey if he leaves or getting old, because Thomas Partey is in his prime right now, and he's still performing very well. He's 83 rated or 84 rated. Not sure if he's gonna go anywhere higher, but I hope he does. And right now we are traveling away from home to Anfield. Such a great stadium. You know, you will never walk alone. That's what they always called. And right here, Bukayo Saka driving down the left hand side. Good save by Alisson Becker. And deny our first goal, potentially our first goal. And here comes 42nd minute, and Henderson drives that one, but good save by Ramsdale. So far, Ramsdale, it's the second best goalkeeper we have, and just as I said, he's the second best player we have. He almost committed an error right there, just rolled the ball straight to Salah, and thank God they didn't capitalize the mistake. And here comes Mo Salah to Henderson, and what a great goal in the end. Our back four just kind of collapsed right there, and Liverpool have scored the first goal. And then we answer one quickly. Martin Odegaard, what a great chip right there. And we have equalized just like that, a few minutes, within 10 minutes of the game. And then we have equalized the game, 82nd minute, and here comes Liverpool once again. It looks like Liverpool wants more than we do. And in the 86th minute, Fabinho dribbles a little bit, nobody's marking him, decide to go for a shot, and that's how pretty much sums up the game. We have the back four, and also or the back five, including Thomas Partey, just kind of like all over the place. There was literally nobody closing down Fabinho until Ben White tried to come and rescue, but turns out Fabinho's shot it's way too good, and Ramsdale couldn't have a touch to it. And in the end, Liverpool beat us 2-1 in the last minute winner. And very disappointing as well. We could have snatched a point away. We barely had any chances against Liverpool. Only a couple, but Liverpool in the end has a benefit of the doubt in the end. And traveling right here back to the Emirates at home against Newcastle United. And Newcastle United. Funny thing is they were at one point they were the first place, and right now they are all the way to fifth place. And you know what? The story about Newcastle fighting for relegation right now, they went up back to 15th or 14th. And of course, I don't want to see them relegate. Of course, with the whole financial takeover, they certainly have signed a lot of good players, including Arsenal long-term target Bruno de Moraes. And he's been pretty decent recently with the back heel volley. Did you guys see that the other day? I think last weekend. Yeah, that was amazing. And Newcastle was the first team. It's the team that scored first. We wasted 3 chances in the first half. Clearly could have scored. Saka, the first one. Martin Odegaard should have pulled the trigger just a little bit later than usual. Instead of placing to the left side corner, instead should have just thrashed that one, but he didn't do it. And Thomas Partey, horrible left-footed shot. And all of a sudden, Newcastle trying to kill the game as soon as possible after scoring the first goal, and Callum Wilson scored the second one, and we are getting increasingly, growingly very frustrated with the game. And here comes in the 84th minute, we literally got nowhere near to the ball. Here's Amaran to Jolinson to Brian Fraser on the right hand side, passes back in the middle, and Jolinson's in the middle to connect with the ball. And Newcastle scored 3 goals against us, and we haven't scored a goal yet so far in this game. And that's pretty much sums up our game today, and that sums up how much of an improvement that Newcastle did for the past few games. And right now, trying to make myself feel a little bit better, at least score 1 goal. Putting Nketiah in, I know that we're not going to win the game, but Nketiah, oh my god, such a shocking finishing right there. That was nowhere close to hitting the target. And that's how we end the game 3-0. A very disappointing game, and in fact, a very, very disappointed episode. Losing 2 games, drawing 1. And of course, winning against Leicester City. That remains our positive point of today's game or today's episode. So, yeah, I thought, in the last episode, we won like all 3 Premier League games, and all of a sudden we just collapsed just like that. And then from first place all the way to third, and we are still 7 points away from Liverpool. You guys can see, despite we have a game in hand. And just now we received an email from ESR that he needed to play more. And of course, there's literally no place for him to fit him into the squad right now, because Martin Odegaard is good, Martinelli is good, Pepe wants to play more as well. So I don't know how I'm gonna deal with all these players, but yeah. And funny thing is, Manchester United is currently sitting at 11th, which I find that very hilarious and very realistic as well. So that will be the end of today's episode. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a bit.